Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another video, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a throwback as I do not think I've done a tip video in a very long time. If you're a beginner or somebody that is looking to get into skateboarding, then this video is definitely for you. And if you enjoy my videos just for my memes and humor or whatever, then there's a bit of that in here too. So anyway, let's just get started with this video already. And up first we have number 1. You will not get girls from skateboarding. Now I know, I'm sorry, I probably broke a lot of dreams out there, but unless you're a pro skater with Nike checks coming in a big mansion and a Lambo, the amount of girls that you pull will only depend on your game, and it won't depend on the fact that you skateboard or you don't. It's kind of like those guys that get nice cars or motorcycles because I think that girls will find them more attractive because of it. Or it's like lifting where guys think if they're super jacked, then girls are gonna like them, when in reality, the only people complimenting you are gonna be guys. So basically, don't get into skateboarding just because you think it's gonna get you girls, because it just doesn't. Or at least you definitely will not get girls if you're not good at skateboarding. Although still, at the end of the day, it's probably still going to be your boys that are going to be hyping you up after you land a nice trick, and not some hot girl. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to our next point, and that is, if you are a beginner, do not go to the skate park during peak hours. Now, if you've watched some of my other tip videos, you have probably heard me say this one before, and you might hear a few other familiar points further in the video, but that is because there's only so much skateboarding tips and advice that I can give out before I start getting repetitive. But if I am repeating it, then it does mean that it is probably important, and this one definitely is. So anyway, what is this one about? Why shouldn't beginners go to skate parks during peak hours? Well, it is for a very simple reason, and that is that it is just too busy. If you're trying to progress and if you're trying to learn, then going to the skate park during peak hours is not the most efficient use of your time. Now, if you're in some skate park in the middle of nowhere in Montana, where it's super open and the park is big and there's not a whole lot of people there, you know, and everybody can skate together at once, and obviously that's fine. But if you're in a very crammed small skate park with like 20 people sessioning it all at once, everybody trying to get a line in, then you could be there for a whole hour and only get 10 minutes of skating in. Whereas if you went there a little bit earlier in the day, or even in the morning, if you want to have the park completely to yourself, well then you could have gotten almost a whole hour of skating in while you're there for an hour itself. On top of that, if you're a beginner, a rush hour skate park is not exactly the most friendly place to be at, because if you don't know the pattern of the park and you don't know the way that people are going and whose turn it is, then you might snake somebody, you might get in someone's way, and you might cause somebody to get hurt, or you just might annoy somebody. And it's just better to watch by the sidelines, because during the peak hours of the skate park is when you'll see a lot of really cool tricks being done, and it's a whole different experience seeing a trick being done in person versus online. But while I'm on the subject of new skaters, I should also mention that do not be afraid to go to a skate park if you are new. I know for a lot of you it might be very intimidating, because you might think that everybody's going to be better than you, and you're going to think that people are going to be watching you, and people might judge you because you're not good, and they might think that you're a poser. And I'm just here to assure you that we are watching you, and if you don't do a flip trick out of a grind this instant, then you will be banished from the skate park. But let me just assure you that the skate community is not really like that. Sure, there might be a few parks here and there that have a bad rep, but for the most part, wherever you go, everybody's gonna be pretty kind and respectful to you, unless you're being disrespectful to them. And you are way more likely to have somebody go up to you and give you a tip, or, you know, give you some advice on something that you're doing, than to have somebody go up to you and be disrespectful to you, or, you know, verbally assault you or whatever. It just doesn't happen really. But if you're still nervous, well then I still have a solution for you, and that would be just going in the mornings. Literally anytime before 12 o'clock, all the skaters are still sleeping and the kids are still in school, so the skate parks are pretty much absolutely empty. They're devoid of any human life. And that is my favorite time to go, and that is honestly I think the best time to go skate, because you just have the whole park to yourself, and you can work on whatever you want without worrying about getting in someone's way, or worrying about whose turn it is, or just any of that. It's just a lot more relaxing. Although it is a very fun vibe to go there when it's busy as well, so you should experience both worlds, ideally. Anyway, on to the next point, which is also, I think, very important, and that is that being comfortable on your board is more important than learning tricks. When a lot of people start skateboarding, they instantly want to learn how to do tricks. They want to learn how to do a kick flip, tray flip, laser flip, whatever. But in reality, tricks are the last thing they should prioritize learning on your skateboard. Before anything, you want to feel comfortable, so when you first get your board, learn how to turn, push, and stop. Once you get those down, just commute on your skateboard. Ride around your town, ride around your neighborhood, literally just ride around wherever you want. And if you want to make your ride a little bit smoother, get some cruiser wheels so that way you don't have to worry about cracks or rocks, and your ride is just going to be a whole lot smoother and enjoyable. Once you feel comfortable just cruising around, start learning some of the very basic tricks that there are in skateboarding, such as the ollie, the manual, the power slide, and the revert. These tricks are nice to learn first because the ollie is what almost all skateboard tricks are based off of. The manuals will improve your balance, and with reverts and power slides, you can eventually learn how a power slide to slow down, and you can just add more style to your tricks later on down the road. Around this time is when you should also start going to skate parks more often, and then learn how to drop in, rock to fakie, and ollie up or down obstacles, although you can do that on the street as well. And once you are finally comfortable doing all of this, then you should have a very good connection with your feet to your board, and it's going to be easier for you to learn new tricks as you progress further on. By now, you should also have a better idea of what kind of skateboarding you'll actually enjoy. Some people like doing rails, others people like mini ramps, other people like bombing hills, and other people like flying through the sky in mega ramps, although that's probably not what you're doing, but if it is, that's pretty cool. Sign me up, please. Basically, it's important just to build a good solid base before you really start branching out and trying out different types of tricks in skateboarding, because if you start learning tricks too early, you might introduce some bad habits into your skateboarding. But most importantly, by learning the basics first, you'll get yourself very comfortable on your board, making you more balanced, confident, and it will make you learn new tricks a whole lot faster. Speaking of learning, I am proud to present our sponsor for today's video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for you to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in your own creativity. They have classes on a wide range of topics, from productivity and marketing to photography, music, art, video editing, and many more. One specific class I think a lot of you would find interesting, and one that I personally really enjoyed, was Niles and Caleb's class called iPhone Filmmaking. For someone that films with an iPhone a lot, I was surprised at how many new things I was able to learn, such as some of the settings that I did not know I could even adjust to different apps, filming techniques, and small yet helpful tips that were sprinkled all throughout their videos. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there is no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. So if you're interested in joining Skillshare, then you're in luck, because the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description down below will get a whole month free trial of Skillshare. So I don't know what you're waiting for, just sign up and start exploring your creativity today. Anyway, let's get back to our video. Up next is do not buy into skateboarding marketing hype. When you first start skateboarding, the algorithms will pick it up and you're going to start getting a lot of ads for skateboarding related products. Now, most of it is just regular skateboard brands posting their ads, but for some of them, it is these very weird, small, like niche Shopify stores that sell absurd skateboarding products, if you just put it that way. For example, the board stand. You don't need the board stand. It's a stupid invention. It's just like you could put your board on the wall instead of putting it on the board stand, you know? It's a waste of money. Waste of resources. You don't need the board stand. It's just stupid. Or skate trainers. These make you basically not move while you're like learning your tricks. But also, you shouldn't really be learning tricks stationary in the first place, because it's better to learn them moving, because then you can do them while you're actually moving, which is when you're going to be doing most tricks. You know, you don't usually stop in the middle of a line and then do a trick and then keep going. You usually just keep on moving and do tricks while you're moving. So basically, skate trainers, you don't need those. Those are probably not good for your skateboarding in the first place. And there are so many examples of these weird skateboarding related products that I could honestly make an entire video out of it. So if you guys want me to do that, let me know down below. And just so we're totally clear here, the only thing that you need to skateboard is a skateboard and maybe some shoes. That's it. You don't need anything else. You don't need any fancy gadget or fancy tool or anything that you think is going to help you, because it's not. The only thing that'll help you is just being consistent and skating a lot. And number 5 is being consistent is a secret to being good at skateboarding. Take it from me, from somebody that is not very talented and not very consistent. I suck. And okay, yeah, I'm not completely terrible. I think I could still be worse, but by no means is my skateboarding pleasant on the eyes. It's just more of a man trying not to fall while standing on a board. Now, progressing and getting better in skateboarding is fun for me, but that's not the only thing I really care about. I just kind of like to sometimes go out and enjoy the tricks that I can already do. But if for you, progressing in skateboarding is very important, then the only way to really do it is just by being consistent in skating every day. It's really just as simple as that. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something new. Anyway, that's all I have for now, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.